Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Fellowship of the Kingdom. I am Ben McCray. With me is Don Tucker. And so, how are you guys doing today?
Doing swell, Ben. How about you?
Doing well. How are you doing, Don, my man?
I am doing great, sir. I am excited to talk about the stuff we have to talk about tonight. So these 2 episodes or 3 episodes were amazing.
Yeah, this is going to be a packed show. We got Game of Thrones, House of Dragon, and we got Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power.
Yes.
Before we get into these shows, what are your guys' overall thoughts about each of them?
I think Ring of Power is a really good show, and I think House of the Dragon has been fucking amazing.
And no argument for me. How about you, Don?
Yeah. No. Same thing. I think this is the best episode we've got in three out of three great episodes from Game of Thrones, and I think it's a pretty strong beginning for Lord of the Rings. Man, I'm excited for where that show goes.
And
Absolutely.
I didn't realize. Maybe I knew this, but I forgot. But that kid who's playing Elrond is the guy who played younger Ned Stark in Game of Thrones.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't pick that up. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I like that.
I mean,
Sean Bean just touching everything again.
yeah. I mean,
Why not?
we need Sean Bean in the MCU.
Yeah.
I think it's the one place he'll be safe at because you can't stay dead in the MCU.
I know who he is. I know who he is.
Oh, I know who you're going to say.
Who?
Hey, Josh, how you doing, my man?
Oh,
My
hello
brothers, fellow Targaryens, how are we feeling?
Huzzah, sir. Huzzah.
Huzzah.
there. There be dragons.
All over Westeros. Let us go to the Stepstones and avenge our brothers. We
Dude,
must.
do you know how excited I am for the Renaissance Festival around me this year? It's in November. I cannot
Bro,
wait.
What?
I am so
Oh.
excited to go to that stuff, dude. I go to it every year, but this year now,
Well,
especially with everything going on, I'm so ready to go.
We're going to need pictures when you go. Okay.
Dude, I'm gonna try to
Absolutely.
dress as an elf. I want to go as an elf so bad. I'll go
I
as
like
an elf
it.
so bad. I don't care. I think. Look, no, so you guys know what Renaissance Festival is, right? You guys all know kind of what that is,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So I think if you did something like that for like Star Wars or like other fantasy stuff, I think it would work. I think it would work.
Well, isn't that the Star Wars celebration more or less?
No, not really, because this is where like the Renaissance Festival, they have like blacksmiths there. They have, I mean, it's they have jousting. I mean, it's like you're in it. Like it's a little bit different.
I can't help it. Every time I think of jousting, I wonder if any of you is like this. I think of the movie like Cable Guy with Jim Carrey.
Cable
Dude, yes.
guy.
Yes,
And then
medieval times.
Medieval Times.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Medieval
absolutely.
times. You know what's funny? Jousting is actually the official sport of Maryland.
Really?
It is. Yes,
It is the official sport.
That
yeah.
is true. Yeah.
It is very true.
And,
And
crabs are the official food.
Apparently,
Unofficially, officially, yeah.
Or people are
Unofficially.
the official food of the crabs.
well, funny thing you say that, Joe. Our official
Right.
boat is actually a skipjack.
Yes.
Do you nail people to crosses on the beach and let the crabs eat them?
I haven't seen that, but it wouldn't surprise me
we
if
don't
that
talk.
happens.
We don't talk about the past, okay?
So
You
Maryland
just,
is the
you know,
Stepstones
I mean,
of
why,
America?
Joe? Why, Joe? You know,
Martin O'Malley was the crab feeder.
things that happen in Plymouth Rock don't get talked about. Come on, now. That's just,
I like the first rule of crab hunting is you don't talk about crab
don't talk
hunting.
about crab hunting. That's right.
No, that's
absolutely
Fight Club.
right.
Oh, okay. So crab hunting is okay. All right, good to know, good to know.
Oh fuck! Wait.
That's great. That's too funny.
Oh man, no, that's classic there.
It is good to be back with you, gentlemen.
Oh, of course,
Yeah.
always.
Absolutely.
So, George, I've been asking these guys before. I want to ask you, what did you think of the Rings of Power and House of Dragon this week, my man?
Oh, me? I thought you
Yeah,
said Joe. Oh,
yeah,
I'm
I
so
did.
sorry. So okay, so here's the thing. I didn't watch episode 2 of Rings of Power yet, but
Oh,
Okay,
oh wow.
um, I did enjoy the first episode.
okay.
Obviously, it's a lot of setup going on.
Yeah.
I didn't mind it. It was interesting to definitely finally go to the Grey Havens, and we got to see the land of the West and
Yes.
Valinor. So I thought that was interesting to see and how
Yeah.
they kind of just faded into that. But
Right.
Galadriel obviously feeling like, nah, there's something else going on here. I felt like the king was too was Gil-galad, High King Gil-galad. I felt like he was too dismissive. But I think in his mind he's just trying to keep peace. But it's like, dude, nah, there's something going on, and I don't think that you should just turn a blind eye to it. You know, obviously it's
Yeah.
like, well, everyone was pissed off because Galadriel's on this revenge tour, and she's just trying to like, look, I want to avenge my brother, and that's it. We have to stop this evil, and she's hunting Sauron. I thought that's a great motivation for her.
Yeah.
I liked all the characters that we got. I like to see the Harfoots. I want to see what that wolf-like creature we see in the garden. I want to see what goes on with that because I think that's like there's something you can't just leave out in the open. But as far as House of the Dragon now, this is yeah, this is something to behold. So I'm
There
hoping,
be dragons.
yeah, I'm just hoping that Lord of the Rings, in a way, like I wasn't bored by it. I enjoyed it. I know a lot of people felt like they were kind of bored, but I feel like the setup is going to be worth it in the end. Um, but with right now, House of the Dragon definitely has the upper hand as far as this goes. And I say that only seeing the first episode of Rings of Power. So when I see this, I might change my mind, but we'll see.
Episode 2 is better, I will say that. Episode 2 is more action-packed.
Mhm.
But, yeah, no contest. House of
So
the Dragon is
there is one
superior.
thing I want to interject into that because I've heard that too, that people were bored with these first 2 episodes, or at least the first episode. And I would like to remind people that when Fellowship of the Ring first came out, that was considered a very boring movie, and people were not quite sold on Fellowship until the Two Towers, and then eventually Return of the King came out.
There's a lot of
So
walking.
Fellowship gets better because of the other 2 movies, especially in public opinion when they first came out. So
That's fair, but I also think that like because of the establishment of the characters that we get,
yeah,
I don't feel like it's as boring. I feel like I'm engaged with it the whole way through. Even the first time I saw it, I'm engaged just because of seeing how they interact and how their relationships are, which is how I feel now with Rings of Power. We're seeing all these relationships get established, and obviously over time, it's gonna.
and I think Fellowship is the same way. It once you get the entire story, Fellowship to me becomes a much stronger movie.
I would also like to,
after you, Sean. No, after you, my man.
I would also like to point out that the good parts of the story of the Targaryens in this era hasn't started yet.
This
is the prologue.
Right.
That is sick.
This is just what's leading up to everything, right? Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
2-year-olds to their.
How many episodes is this? Do we know?
I think 10. I think
For both
eight
shows.
for
That's 10.
eight for Rings of Power
Yeah,
and
it's 8
10
for Rings. Yeah.
and 10 for what?
Wait, I thought it was going to be 10 for Rings of Power too, because they're saying they were doing like.
No, I'm pretty
At
sure
first, I heard it was
It's
8.
8. It's
9.
6 more.
Okay, 'cause I heard 10 episodes for each season because they're doing 5 seasons. I heard 10
No,
episodes.
because
for each, but okay.
Amazon dropped 2 episodes of Ring of Power then it's gonna end the week before Game of Thrones. So Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, had 1 week before it, and we'll have 1 week after it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to say that, speaking of Fellowship, I didn't rewatch that movie yesterday. That is my favorite movie of the trilogy.
Really? Okay. Okay.
It is, for me personally,
Yeah. Sure.
there is some, forgive the pun or something, there is a magic in Fellowship.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It sets
Like-
everything up. It sets everything
Like-
up beautifully. It really does.
There's a magic that we haven't gotten yet in Rings of Power.
I agree because, and I'll tell you what, I think that's actually the fault of the Hobbit movies is that An Unexpected Journey wasn't as strong as Fellowship as far as setting up that world. I think that was one of the bigger
I
problems.
don't know if I agree with that. I think the problem with the Hobbit trilogy was that it was a trilogy instead of a
Well, that too.
two.
That definitely was part of it. I would agree with that too.
There were many problems with
Yeah,
that Hobbit
yeah, yeah.
trilogy. There were,
Yeah.
I like the
I just think the
Hobbit.
Fellowship starts off that trilogy better than An Unexpected Journey starts off the next trilogy. If it was a
And-
stronger start, maybe we got a better end.
How many years before the Fellowship is Rings of Power?
For the
3,000
Fellowship,
I think 3,000 years.
it's
I
well,
think
no,
it's
where we are right now is probably about 4,000 years,
So-
somewhere between 3,500 and 4,000 years.
So how much
Is it-
longer before Galadriel goes from being a pain in the ass teenager to
Yeah.
being a MILF?
I think that's what this is going to be. I think this is going to because they're already kind of setting the
Wow.
seeds for that. As far as everybody's telling her it's time to calm down, it's time to relax, it's time. You need to stop. Yeah, so I think that's what this is going to be about her journey to becoming who we know her as, who we know her to be.
I mean,
And yeah,
I don't know. How do you all feel about Elrond? Anybody like Elrond so far?
I do
Elrond
like
Hubble?
Elrond.
yeah, Elrond
Yeah,
Hubbard.
right. Yeah.
He knows a good word. He knows a good word.
It's interesting seeing him as a herald now. I like that line she says to him when it's like, "What you're merely like a politician now."
Yes.
Well, I mean, essentially, yeah. This is him before he steps up into that kingship. So
Well,
I'm wondering how that's going
there-
to take place.
yes, he is not a part of the higher elves at this moment. Yeah, there's so much I want to. I don't know what they're going to do, so I don't know what is and isn't going to be come out of this. Because like his twin brother is the one that starts the race of people that become eventually the Aragon line
Right.
of
Holy
people.
shit! What hell that, Josh?
So,
This is all episode 1 notes and for like 3 pages.
yeah.
Worth. Yeah.
Like they're given a choice to either live with the elves or become mortal, and his twin brother Elros becomes mortal, and Elrond stays with the elves, and Elros is the one that starts the race of people that eventually become the Aragon line and the Isildur line
Mm.
of humans,
You know,
which is
They're
why
not
they're
human-
blessed with longer life but aren't immortal. They're not immortal, but they're blessed with longer life.
that longevity. It's like what
Yeah.
Odin was talking about.
Because
God,
remember,
now-
Aragon in Lord of the Rings is 87. He's 87 years old in Lord of the Rings, Aragon.
Yeah?
Oh, when we
Yeah.
meet him,
Yeah, no, in Twin Towers when he's talking to the Rohan, when he's talking to the Princess of Rohan, the one that
Oh,
he's
I
kind
know.
of messing with,
Uh,
the one that he's
uh,
dating kind of side.
He's riding
You
that
talking
horse.
so
Yeah,
you're saying
when-
Aragorn is 87 at that time?
Yeah, because she's talking to him and he's like, yeah, we're blessed with long life, and she's like, you can't be more than 50, and he's like, I'm older than that, and she's like 60, and he's like, no, 70, and he's like, no, I'm 87 years old. Yeah, he says it to her in the movie.
Well, I think that's why they got Viggo. I think that's why they got Viggo Mortensen.
Yeah.
But,
I
Yeah.
realized that.
but maybe if they wanted a youth-looking person, Maybe they should have casted Paul Rudd. Can you imagine Paul Rudd as
Paul
Aragorn?
Rudd. Hey, you know what though? I just watched Role Models, and Paul Rudd went to town in that LARPing thing. So you know what?
Oh, I
think he could do
love
it.
that movie. I
think he could
love
do
that.
it. Oh, that movie's
movie.
great, man. That movie's great. It's a funny movie.
Vente.
I'll tell you what, a character I was excited to see finally show up. Celebrimbor. Celebrimbor, yeah. Celebrimbor.
Yeah.
Celebrimbor.
Yes.
He's going to meet a terrible end.
Yes.
Like it is a horrible way to go.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah.
I'm not obviously I won't say anything. When it plays out, it'll play out. But it's not fun at all. They disrespect him in so many ways with what they do to him. But
We cannot. Yes, there's a long story behind that character also.
Please don't say anything. Please don't say anything.
No.
oh no, that we won't. Just know that he's on the chopping block. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, to say the least. Exactly.
Well, once I'm glad he's not a Game of Thrones character. Because some people thought it could be a whole other thing on Game of Thrones.
We'll see. And if they do this show right, this show can be a Lord of the Rings type show, but it's more about the races. It would be more about the elves, the dwarves, the men, and the differences between them, and the different interplayings of the relationships between them. And again, because that's what Sauron uses ultimately to manipulate everybody, is he
Racism.
lies. Yeah, well, in a way, yeah, he lies.
Donald
to
Trump
races.
is the Sauron of our earth.
All right. Well, I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but I mean, yeah, he uses, he's like, the dwarves are trying to take this from the elves, and the elves are trying to take this from the dwarves, and the men are trying to do that. He's using everybody to manipulate them to do what he wants. So there's one line that she uses in the exposition in the very beginning where she says he's very cunning. Yeah. Which is right from the books, because that's what Sauron is. He's very cunning and very manipulative. That's one of his biggest traits.
I wanted to ask you, guys, at this point in the timeline, has Sauron made any of the rings yet?
No.
At this point, no.
No.
Okay.
He is not. That's why I think the show is the Rings of Power. I think that's ultimately what we're trying to get to, is the rings of the making of the rings.
They're talking about making the rings already.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, that's the quest that.
Okay.
Special assignment.
Well, he hasn't seen episode 2 yet, so that's why I didn't want to go into that part. Yeah, I was trying to stay episode 1 only. Yeah, I wasn't trying to go too far ahead already.
Sorry
for him.
Boros, first of his name, you'll be sentenced.
They don't
no, you're fine. You're good.
And they don't actually say it. It's
I got
just
you.
like
no, you're good. Yeah.
You'll
like it. It is like on the books.
I might have missed that part, but
anywho, yeah, there's a funny story that's told. Let's just say that.
Let's talk about the superior short this week.
Wow.
Oh, how dare you.
You sound like Sauron.
You know
My
what?
God.
Just for that.
You know what? Come on, man. Be honest, Don. It was superior this week, wasn't it?
Oh, no, I think it's a better show overall, yeah. No, so far it is. Yeah, no, it is. No, I'm just playing around.
House of Dragon, episode 3.
Yes.
What did you all think about this show?
Pumbaa was killed. There was a...
Jesus Christ.
there was a wonderful...
We don't get off of this Pumbaa thing.
I know.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm
you know
sorry.
What? You know what? It only gives me a reason to do this. It only gives me a reason to do this. Live action Lion King's better. So
I'm going to throw Don. I'm going to throw him. I'm going to throw him through the moon door.
All right. Man, I'm being honest with you guys.
No,
when that Warhawk came charging in the scene last night, I don't know why, but my mind went into a fit.
Because it was a pig. He was a young
Yeah,
warthog.
he was. Look,
A young
he was
boar.
eager. He was eager, and he thought he had an easy kill. He thought he had an easy kill. I don't know what else to say.
My
And he
mind
fight.
flashed Game of Thrones season 1.
And that here.
Baratheon, yes, understandable.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
I was thinking when you asked that question about Disney, when Damon was walking through that beach and all that carnage, my mind instantly went to Mulan, where it was like when they peek over the hill and they see
Yes.
nothing but all those dead soldiers, and they're going through, and then Shang sees his father's helmet. I'm like, oh my gosh,
I love that movie, man. I
it
love
was
that movie.
so
I love
that's
that
what I was
movie.
thinking when you said that, Ben. And then
Yeah.
yeah.
And then I had to devastate you. I'm sorry.
And I want to just reiterate from last week, I was correct. His dragon has a longer neck than the rest of the dragons.
His dragon has a malformed body, weaker on the ground.
Okay, so that's what. Okay, so
But
that's
in
what
the
it is.
air, it's just as dangerous, if not more.
Yeah.
so.
Oh yeah. No, definitely. Yeah.
So my question is, the son Leonard, that's his name, right? Leonard. I'm sorry. He has his own dragon.
Sea smoke.
See, okay. So how did he? I wonder if that'll be something that comes across, like we'll find out later on. But I thought the Targaryens pretty much, they were the ones that had all, or held. They were the dragon masters, pretty much. I didn't think that
Nobody is a master of a dragon.
Well,
Dragon has no master. Dragons pick their riders.
understandable. Well, I guess I mean like how I don't know, because we associate the Targaryens so much with dragons.
He is
If I'm saying
Targaryen.
another thing, he is.
Yeah.
His
When-
mother
when
is
did-
Rhaenys Targaryen.
Yeah. He's
Queen
Valerian.
that
He's
never
Valerian
won.
and Targaryen, right? He's
shit.
Valerian and
That's-
Targaryen.
And Valerians
No,
are from
yeah.
Old Valeria too.
Yeah.
They
No.
have
Right.
the same blood.
Yeah.
That's
They have
right.
the blood of Old Valeria running through
I
their
didn't
veins.
pick up. That's
See,
right.
I'm learning. I am learning some things.
That's right. That's right.
I am
That's
learning
right.
some things. I remember some things.
I instantly, because we don't see her often, so I always forget.
Yeah.
It's like, Rhaenys. But okay, that obviously makes sense. So
Can we all agree though? Matt Smith as Daemon Targaryen is the best character on the show.
I love him. I don't know about best.
Oh yeah.
But he's the best portrayed so far, I think.
That's what I mean.
But the range that Viserys has is impressive.
I
Can-
love it. Yeah.
Can I just also say that I love that this show almost like, even though it was obviously written before all the, and shot before everything, it's almost like, oh, you guys didn't like the incest and all the stuff happening in episode 2. Episode 3 is like, hold my beer. I got some stuff to drop on y'all. Like,
Here's my
there's-
2-year-old son.
Right.
I'm gonna offer him to my daughter of 10 and 7 years.
Like it was
What is
almost like
wrong?
they heard it and was just like, oh no, we got a lot more coming for you guys if you didn't know.
I mean, that's
Like,
not as bad as like the 8-year-old girl that tried to get married to like the 50-year-old man. So.
well,
It's all
it's all
disgusting.
bad. It's all bad. I don't know what to say. It's all bad.
It all
Listen,
reeks of Beetlejuice.
It's all bad.
You know the Targaryen motto: if you can't keep it in your robe, keep it in your family.
Wow. See,
I'm not coming to Virginia anymore, Joe.
the Targaryens are known for that, though, right?
Well,
that
we're
is
not
actually
related.
that is actually a thing. Though the Targaryens do that, right?
Well, look at Daenerys and her brother in season
Right.
1.
Yeah,
Were
that's
they-
The Targaryen family tree does a lot of this, and then a lot of this, and then a lot of this.
It definitely sounds like much of the Romanov family.
Wow.
And nah.
Wow. You know.
I'm not going to say who it is. Daenerys did hook up with somebody at the very beginning of season 8 that totally fits within that parallel.
Well, there's a big theory amongst Game of Thrones book readers and fans that Jaime and Cersei are actually the Mad King's children.
Ooh.
Oh, also complete vindication for the Mad King. We didn't really touch on this last week, but
Wait a minute. So is
Yeah,
I actually wanted
to ask you about that. Go ahead.
I was gonna
sorry, go ahead, Josh.
I was just gonna say, so Aegon that we're having now, is that who is supposed to become the Mad King? Or
No,
the Mad
no, no.
King already passed.
The Mad King is Ares the Second.
Okay.
He's still got a while
Okay.
before he comes up. That's Danny's father, the Mad King, Daenerys' father.
Okay.
So
172 years.
But this whole prophecy thing,
yeah,
if the Mad King knew about it,
yeah.
then when he's screaming "burn them all," he was obviously talking about the White Walkers, right?
Yeah.
He was
I
just having
think
a
so,
dragon
right?
dream.
I
You know,
think so.
I thought that was a common belief. I didn't know that was.
No, that's not that's the thing. That's not the common belief. Yeah, that's they thought he was saying burn it.
No,
burn
no,
it all.
no. When I hear common belief, I mean us in the
Oh,
real
right.
life who's watching Game of
Yeah, yeah.
Thrones.
Yeah, because I heard a theory basically, that prophecy basically says that any king that would know that or heir that would know that would do anything to protect the bloodline at that point and keep it in the bloodline.
Right, but the way that it's set up in Game of Thrones and in the books,
Yeah.
to a certain extent, is that he didn't know that Rhaegar found the prophecy while reading, and that's when he decided to train to become a knight and wanted to take a new wife because he needed another wife because he needed to have a baby born of fire and ice in order to fulfill the prophecy to be the prince that wasn't promised, and yada 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 yada.
Yana, 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 yana. Josh, I forget, what season are you on in Game of
Yeah.
Thrones?
I just hit number 5.
Okay,
Literally
you
hit
hit number.
season 5, episode 1.
Season 6 is probably my favorite.
Okay.
How big are the dragons right now, Josh?
Daenerys just locked 2 of them away.
Oh, okay.
You know where's away.
So she's in Egypt right now. She's in fake Egypt right now.
Marine?
Dracarys,
Yeah, Marine. Yeah.
Marine, yeah, because Dracarys is still out there killing goats and children, and so the other 2 got locked up. And I was like, oh, so she's gonna leave them to die, but I don't feel like she is. I just feel like they're gonna come back at some point. But I think
Just
she.
what? Just wait. Just
But I'll
wait.
wait.
Dragons gotta eat, bro.
Yeah.
I know it can't happen that way, but I think she should have made Marine her base camp and just said, "This is the new capital of the world. If y'all want to challenge me for it, come bring it." I think that's where she should have stayed and made her new.
Can I just say how big of a
Base camp.
crush I've had on Amelia Clark for years and didn't even
Ooh.
realize it?
Oh,
I first saw her in Me Before You, and that movie brought me to tears. Okay, but I must say, if Amelia Clark were to walk up to me right now and say, "I will give you all of Marine, my call," say, "Fuck yeah, Khaleesi, come on with me.
let's go.
Let us bear many children." For years to come."
Can I just say, I know everybody doesn't like it, and I don't like the movie. But hell, I like Amelia Clark and Terminator Jenny Smith.
You know, I didn't realize
Jenny Smith.
That's comeback, right, None?
Yes, it is. Oh, I know that reference. I know that.
I didn't remember it until I went on like IMDb again today, and I saw that she was credited, and I'm like, oh, that's right. Because I remember seeing it with my aunt when it came out, and I was just like, what am I watching?
Yeah.
But then I thought about it, I was like, oh, okay, no, I definitely remembered her character. Just like no, go ahead.
Like I said, it's not a good movie, but I always liked her in that movie.
Sure. Now, did you watch the Sarah Connor Chronicles?
No.
The show?
Mm-mm.
Dude, that's a good show. That's actually a really good show. Yeah.
Is she in it?
And
No.
She's not-
This was no.
she's not in it, but you know who is None?
Who?
Who plays Sarah Connor?
Oh, Linda Hamilton.
I don't remember her name.
No.
No, not in the show. I don't remember her name, but I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Isn't it Cersei?
Yeah, Linda
Yeah.
Henry.
Yeah.
Really?
You see
Yeah.
Lannister.
Yeah.
I only know Game of Thrones trivia.
And you winner!
You know what's sad? I thought Nicolas Coster-Waldau was in 300, but he wasn't. Because I could see him wearing the eye patch, but that was David Wenham.
Mhm.
For some reason, I could
Yeah.
just I can imagine him wearing that, and I was like, is that him? No, it's David Wenham.
He was in this really cool show lasted for about a season. He played an immortal guy who had a curse on him that he couldn't die until he met his one true love. And it was a really good show, and it just got canceled.
Was it the Highlander?
No, it was called New Amsterdam.
No,
There can only be one.
I'm joking. I was gonna say somebody had to get that reference. I was gonna say somebody had to get that reference.
I'll show myself out.
I just rewatched that, man. The movie, not the show, the movie.
Never seen the movie.
Neither have I, but I know of it. I know, those famous. There can only be one. That
Well,
battle.
according to Ricky Bobby, it's the greatest movie ever made. So,
He said that in the movie.
and Talladega Nights, yeah, he says it.
Oh, that's
He's
awesome.
like, you ever seen? He's like, you ever seen Highlander? Well, it's the greatest movie ever made. It's funny. It's funny part.
So, to bring it back to House of Dragon,
Yes.
what were some of your favorite moments last night, my man?
All right.
Yes.
So when Laenor Valerian is laying out his plans, and they're like, "What man would be crazy enough to just take them all on by himself?" He's like, "Daemon."
Yep.
And then Daemon was like, and then the king's like, "Oh, well, we're gonna send people to help you." And Daemon was like, "Fuck this shit. I'm just gonna do it myself."
Yep.
And he just walked right up there. And then you're like, "Oh shit, he's fucked." Oh no. And then sea snake, fucking sea smoke comes, and just
Dude.
it's the greatest fucking
One of
thing.
the best battle scenes in a show in a long time, man. That was really awesome to watch.
The
It
archers
was
were shooting
really
out,
fun.
and it's just
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a
Makes me
really
so
good
excited.
scene.
I'm
That-
excited for Dragons versus Dragons midair now.
Dude.
So you keep teasing that. I want to see that. You promise me it's going to happen this season?
It better. The way they're jumping through time, there's still 7 episodes left.
So here we go. Since they are jumping through time, and each episode is sort of showing us different parts of time, are we going to get the Top Gun episode where they're training how to ride the dragons? I want to see that episode where they're all training with like
Like they're
Damon
on
to learn how. Yeah, like Damon is like Tom Skerritt. And he's teaching them all, or not Tom Skerritt. What's his name? He's teaching them all how to.
Tom Cruise?
No. The one that's
The Admiral.
yeah, the one
Talking about
that's
Viper?
Viper. Yeah, from the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like Viper. Damon's like Viper, and he's
So-
teaching them all.
Probably not gonna happen like that.
By the way, talking about
Damn
Top Gun and Tom Cruise,
Oh
have
shit!
you always seen that clip of Tom Cruise on the airplane?
Yes. I'm just going to be the one to say it. He's going to die one day doing one of these stupid videos. And you know what? As awesome as it is to see him do his own stunts in movies and all that stuff, I'm not going to be surprised when we find out that he fell off of a plane one day because he was doing one of these dumb
So I'm not
stunts.
the only one that's been thinking that too.
Yeah, look, and I'm not saying I want it to happen. Don't get
I
me
like,
wrong. At
I
all.
like
No,
how we
I
brought
don't
the
want it.
conversation full circle back around to L. Ron Hubbard.
Oh my god! Yes, we did. Yes, we
L.
did.
Ron is going to politicize his death.
Oh Jesus! No.
And say
no.
that
No. Look, I
name of
I
L. Ron
love
he
Tom
gave
Cruise as an actor, so I just don't want to see him get hurt, man. He's just doing some crazy stuff now. Like he's just doing
Now?
anything.
listen
Well, he has been. Yeah, you're right. He has been.
before because we're going to bring it back.
Didn't he
to-
break his femur jumping across
Yeah.
from one roof to another or something?
Yeah.
It's a
Dangerous
hard
bone. It's a
bone in
very
your
good
body,
bone
and
to
he
break.
broke it. Yeah.
Oh no!
moron.
See,
He's a
no.
moron.
But see, the problem is with that, and I'm gonna bring it back to House of the Dragon. The problem is with that is
Okay.
the fact that in that trailer that we got for, what is it, Dead Reckoning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we see him on that bike and just leap off the cliff, I'm like, what are you doing?
Dude,
It's like-
and he did that 8 times. He did that 8 times, apparently.
He's like my parents' age.
That's sick. And honestly,
yeah, he did that 8 times, that shot.
I guarantee you, I know what he does before he does his stunts. He was able to get some behind the scenes footage of Matt Smith going to battle by his lonesome
Telling you, man.
against all the pirates.
He just looped
No,
dragons, burning
he's
people
like Jackie
alive.
Chan, dude. Whenever I watch a Jackie Chan movie, I'm just like, dude, you could have killed yourself doing that. Like, why did you do that? Like, I'm so happy you did it and I got to see it on film, but why did you do that? Why did you almost kill yourself just to show me that?
Jackie Chan,
Come
Jackie
on.
Chan, though.
Yeah.
Dude, have you ever seen Who Am I?
Yeah.
No.
Well, who are you?
So it's a movie. It's a Jackie Chan movie where he loses his he has amnesia, and at the very end, he's on a helicopter on like one of those rope ladders, like hanging from it, being like swung into like billboards and stuff. He didn't even have a harness on. He was literally holding onto a ladder, just being smashed through billboards. Like
That's insane.
like on a helicopter flying through a city.
Well,
Yeah, dude, it's one of the most insane things he's ever done. Like, I'm just like, as cool as that was to see, I don't ever want to see you do that, dude. Like, I don't want to see you die, dude.
That's
Like,
almost
come on.
insane as fighting a whole beach full of pirates as they come out of caves
Oh.
and then cutting a dude in half with your sword.
Dude, did you see the way he dragged him out of that freaking cave? He was like,
Listen.
he was like, look,
His
he's like, look.
infected body.
No, he was like, look. He's like, you talked all that shit, man, and hitting them caves all that time. Guess what? Nah, I'm cutting you in half and I'm dragging you out in the middle of everything.
Facts.
Like,
Look,
nah, he wasn't playing with him. He was not
I
playing
have
with
to
him.
say this. One of the most darkly humorous moments is in the beginning. You had that one soldier that was saying, fuck you. Damon will come for you and everything. And Damon comes down on Caraxes and Caraxes crushes him. After he's like, my lord. And he's like, he's nailed.
Yeah, that was funny.
My lord, you're here. Smashes him. I'm like, wow. Wow.
Dude,
Wait,
I know why we didn't see that fight, because that wasn't a fight. He straight up walked in there, cut that dude in half, and dragged him out. There was no fight. There was
oh,
absolutely
no,
no
not
fight.
at all.
There was no
I think
fight.
people need to realize dragons are weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah.
Also, part of the reason why the Targaryens didn't always like to use them, because when you're using a dragon, you're not just killing the enemy. War
Yeah.
doesn't work that way.
Right.
Very rarely, it's like, oh, we're all going to line up over here.
Yeah. But see, okay, so I've been wondering this, Joe.
Yeah.
Does Dracarys mean fire? Okay. I just wanted to clarify that. Because every time Laenor was on,
Oh, see, I thought it meant something like burn them or light it
like
up.
something like something like that, but like
Right.
obviously meant to attack. So I was thinking, well, I didn't want to confuse
I
myself.
don't know.
Obviously,
No, I don't
dragon
know.
name
I just
Dracarys.
assumed it meant something like that.
Well,
I
Dany's
don't know.
dragon's name is not Dracarys.
Yeah, it's
It's
what's the
Drogon.
name?
Drogon,
No,
yeah.
but what's Laenor's dragon's name again? You said it was
Oh, Laenor is Sea Smoke. Sea Smoke.
Sea Smoke. Okay. Wow, that's a pretty name. Sea Smoke. To me. Whoa.
We'll probably see
Whoa.
Dreamfire soon too.
Well, we'll see you as a dragon, Joe.
One day, if I'm lucky. I have
Absolutely.
the surgery planned for the 27th in Argentina. Wish me luck.
Are you going all what was that movie with Kevin Smith? Justin Long, help me out here.
Tusk.
Tusk.
Oh, Tusk.
Are
Yeah.
you going on Tusk on us?
No. I don't want the teeth. Just the wings
Freaky movie, man.
and the fire breathing
weird
gland.
movie.
I hated that.
Mhm.
It was like
Yeah.
he really ended up leaving him in the suit. And he's in the zoo.
Yes.
So, Joe, this isn't a question for you because you probably already know what's going to happen here. But I want to get your guys' opinion on where you think it's going to go. Is he going to name Aegon the king? Right? He's definitely doing that. Right? That's going to
I
happen.
hope not. I really hope.
We all think that's happening.
Well, okay. All right. So this is what I'm thinking. Because of how it seems like every time we turn around, we think that things are getting better between him and
Yeah.
Rhaenyra, he does something that just screws it up and divides them further apart. I could see him doing it, but I really hope that he doesn't. And it's more of people are angry with him, but he's standing for what he's believing in, and people are just pretty much outraged at what he is. And it's like, you know what, look, if you don't like it, I don't care. She's going to be the one. That's it. And maybe somebody, I
I'd
don't
like
know.
to see him stand by it. I'd like
Yeah,
to
I
see him
really
stand
would.
by it. Yeah.
I really would. And maybe someone just manipulates him to do it. I don't think Alicent is going to do it because I feel like she's definitely feeling. I think she supports her being queen. I just don't think, and maybe it'll be like another situation with how Jaehaerys had to choose between Rhaenys and Viserys. Like,
So one thing that's important to point out. Did you notice when he was killing the stag?
he
that
hesitated.
he was missing fingers.
No,
No,
I did not notice that.
I didn't know that. I didn't know this.
I kind of wanted to ask you about that scene because there's some weird stuff. He's going through some stuff, right? I mean, what's going on with him at that moment exactly?
Well, they've been trying to use maggots to eat the dead flesh that's dying on his hands and back.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
just weak.
He's wasting away in Margaritaville.
Gotcha. And
Searching
the white
for-
stag that she sees is important, right?
Yeah.
I believe that. Yeah,
Not important in a
It's a symbol though of something.
right. Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
symbol of
It's a
hope.
symbol of royalty.
Yeah.
So
Excuse me.
I think before he gets to name his heir, I think he's going to die. And I think
Nice.
Aegon will become the heir. And it will do it without. He's going to do it after. He's going to become the heir after the king dies.
Ben,
Oh, yeah. There's
Can I
always.
add
Nobody's an heir until.
Yeah.
the
I can't. Just
I know
okay.
what he means. Yeah, no, I know what you
Yeah.
mean.
What the fuck?
I'm following you, Ben, because I'm thinking this right. If that be the case, Otto Hightower is already kind of in with Alicent being the queen. So he could be the one that plays puppet master and starts calling the shots.
Yeah,
Thus
he's my new
ordering
Tywin. He's
Alicent,
my new Tywin right now.
right? Thus ordering Alicent
yeah.
to make Aegon the new heir,
Yeah.
which then sends Rhaenyra driven out in the way.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, he's my new Tywin right now for sure. He's my new Tywin.
To me, he's my new Littlefinger.
Yeah, a little bit of that.
You say it's your new pinky finger.
But more Tywin, more just being able to use his kids as puppets also.
Right on, Josh.
Well, to be fair, Tywin,
Is a whore.
his father was a joke. People would just take money from him, not pay him back, would lie to him. He was the laughing stock of Westeros. So Tywin tried to make the Lannister name stand for something again.
Did he really?
No, I wanted to ask you this. So, these two Lannister men we met in this episode.
Yes.
How many generations are they from Tywin?
Well, it's 172 years, so it's
Yeah.
170 years because it's 2 years past that. So
Yeah, I don't know exactly how many generations, but it's a
got to
few.
be 4 or 5, maybe 6, right?
Isn't it a generation is like the equivalent of 20 years, I believe.
Give me 1 second, I'll find out for you.
Was it 20 years as a generation?
I believe 20 years is a generation.
Wow.
Well, generation depends on how quickly people have kids.
Yeah,
Generations can go up quick.
That is true.
that's true.
I just think it's like the average is about maybe.
I'm just wondering, by the time the show ends, could we see a young Tywin Lannister?
No.
Oh, with
not
all the time jump?
this season, most likely.
No, not this season, but by the last season of the show, whenever that might be.
I mean, yeah,
Can we see a young Tywin?
that's possible.
Huh. So we could see a young Ned Stark again?
Well, yeah, we get him every week on Rings of Power.
That's true. That is true.
There's certainly going to be a Stark. Is that
Yeah. I know this isn't a show for it. I hope one of the spin-offs they might be planning. I want to see the Battle of the Mad King. I want to see that play out. There's so much interesting stuff in that time period. I want to see that happen.
There's a series of short stories that he's still writing called The Tales of Duncan Egg about Aegon the Fifth and Sir Duncan the Tall. Those books sort of bridge the gap, and by the last book, it should be the start of the Mad King's reign.
Okay.
Because Aegon the Fifth is the Mad King's father.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Without spoiling it for some people here. Aegon the Sixth, we know very well, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And this is which Aegon is this one that we're getting? That was
The
just
second.
one? The second. Okay.
So not only do Targaryens like to intervene, but Targaryens also like to use the same names over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a classic from our history. That's always been used.
That is true.
Yeah, I mean after Caesar, all the emperors were called Caesar. After
George based a lot of his writing on actual historical time periods. A lot of Game of Thrones based on the War of the Roses.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other parallels.
Yeah.
I don't know how likely it is again, so maybe you could tell us. I hope we see Melisandre at some point.
I doubt it.
Okay.
She was old, but
Not on.
she wasn't like. It wasn't that the spells kept her young.
Yeah.
They just hid her true self. They're like glamours.
That one scene in season 6.
Yeah. When
Yeah.
she walks out into the snow. Yeah.
Wait till Josh sees it.
Yeah, I'm just saying. It made me jump.
Okay.
That one scene.
Next episode, I believe it's a 1-year time jump.
Ooh. Nice.
Because in the trailer, Allison has the baby in her arms. So
Well, she was
I
pretty
wonder if
far
it'll be a
along.
son or a daughter. What if it's another son?
It's a daughter. No, it's a daughter, right? It's a
Daughter.
daughter. I think we know that, right?
Joe
do we? I don't know what we know and what we don't know because
All
I
right,
don't
Very
yeah,
good.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not
Great
sure.
answer. You've done well.
And
Um,
cap you.
But I will say, at this point, within these 3 episodes, we have seen Rhaenyra's husband and her baby daddy.
Ooh.
Two different people.
Yeah.
I feel like I know who it is.
Oh, I know who. I think I know who the baby daddy is.
Okay, I'm gonna walk out on a limb. Don, let's see if you agree with me.
Yeah.
Sir Crispin Cole.
Krispy Kreme. Yeah, Krispy Kreme is definitely her baby daddy. Yeah.
I believe so. I think that, and you know what?
And her husband is her brother.
That's
A
disgusting.
little 2-year-old.
Oh, I knew had a thought. I hope that didn't happen. Wonder if she marries Arnold.
You know, I had that
I
thought
kind of thought that's where they were going with this.
That's
Yeah, I did too. Yeah.
when they were sitting and he was talking to
When Otto was saying it, I thought he was going to say me. Why don't you marry her to me?
yes, exactly. That's
Yeah,
exactly
I thought that's what he was going to say. Don't give us that look, Joe. Don't give us that look.
The high Torin of the High Elves understands. You know
No,
what I'm saying?
I thought that's exactly where he was going with it because I was like, where is he going with this? I was like, is he trying to marry the daughter? I was like, he's trying to sneak in on both ends. He got his daughter married to him, and now he's trying to marry his daughter. He's trying to make sure they're in power
weird,
forever.
man. Yeah. Like,
that's what I thought too, man. I thought the same thing. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh man, the fact that you were willing to offer up or suggest, hey, I'm not going to let this go. You suggested a 17-year-old
Yeah.
hook up with her toddler brother.
Well, yeah, no, I don't think they quite said
would you
that,
do
but just marry him. And they,
Yeah,
No,
they were
marry
talking
him,
about-
but
it would be more
produce an heir.
ceremonial at that point than anything.
Right. But it would still be along the lines of they would say at some point, well, you have to produce an heir. Like, we need this, you know. It's like, well, at the same time, I get what you mean. Like, ceremoniously, yes, but then it's going to lead to that point of, well, you got to produce an heir. I'm like, weirdos, stop this incestuous shit, please.
Hey, man, that's what happened back then.
That's what happens, man.
That's what
I'm telling you.
That same thing happened in our history.
I
The
know.
royals used to be inbred in order to keep the
Yep.
bloodlines pure.
Absolutely.
The Romanov Russian family, Anastasia, and all of them. That's why her younger brother had that blood disease. It was terrible due to that. It's crazy, man.
It's weird stuff going on there, man.
Ah.
I don't get it. So here's my question: when she marries the little brother, and she's banging Krispy Kreme and has the baby, when is everybody going to be like? How's everybody going to be like? So what's going on with the 2-year-old? Why is the 2-year-old getting some right now? Why is the 2-year-old getting some right now? Because she's got to pull the Cersei on him. She has to pull a Cersei on him, and she can't tell him that it's somebody else's kid. Can she? Could she get away with that? If that plays out, I'm asking if it plays out that way. How does the public perceive that?
Snap your fingers. So this conversation doesn't.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not hoping for this to happen. I'm saying if this is how it plays out, how does the public perceive that? If she has a baby and he's only 2 years old, 3 years old, let's say, whatever.
It's impossible. It's physically at that point. That's physically impossible.
No, that's what I'm saying. Then, so they know she's doing stuff. So that's what I'm saying. How does the public perception?
The
of her change
dragon
at that
seed
point?
is strong.
I mean, I don't. It's a good question.
I got it.
I'm saying from a politics point of view, though, it's actually relevant.
I got it. I got it. It's the same way Anakin was conceived. Midichlorians, maybe. Midichlorians coming into.
No, the reason I'm thinking that is because look at Joffrey, okay, in Game of Thrones. Nobody liked Joffrey, but once he married, what's her name,
Marjorie, and
she started reaching out to the public.
Right,
he started to get a better name. So public perception is important in the politics in this world. That's all I'm saying. So in the politics of it all, how does this play out for her? One, she's a woman now named as an heir. And she has a kid by somebody we don't know because she's married to a 2-year-old, so she can't have a kid. So how does she have a kid? So in public perception, she looks pretty bad, right? At that point.
Just tell them it's an immaculate conception. People seem to buy that story.
That's what I was getting at, guys. That was getting at. She's not going to marry
It was a
that
dragon.
2-year-old.
It was a dragon, and I'm sticking to it. It was
She's not
Cyrax.
going to marry that 2-year-old. I'm sorry. Yeah,
I hope not.
no.
I hope that's not where they go with it.
No.
No, they only kill 2-year-olds in this show.
Yeah.
No, that's true.
Okay.
They're not disgusting.
Before we go too far,
Oh my god.
let's wrap this sucker up. We talked Rings of Power. We talked House of the Dragon.
We did.
Let's wrap this up.
We did.
So, my man. Oh, you can tell everyone. Big announcement. Troy here is officially part of the channel. He'll be part of this crew from now on. Welcome.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
we give you a great welcome from Falls Reach all the way to the ends of Skyrim. Harrenhal welcomes you, and so does Riften.
Ha ha! We shall dance in the blood of our enemies.
We shall, yes. Laugh with this gentleman. That's a neat slapper.
We're going to have fun here. We're going to have
Yeah,
fun
we're
here.
gonna have a lot
We're
of fun.
all friends.
Absolutely.
We're all friends. We're all going to have fun here. So, with that note, so my man, my friend, here everyone really can find you.
At Joseph M. Boros on Twitter. Prince That Wasn't Promised, separated by underscores on Instagram. My name on Facebook. And, you know, you can find me in the club. It's going down. Find me in the mall. It's going down.
It's going down.
On a minute club, bottle full of bub. I got what you need.
Sir, but is it going down? That's the real question. It is going down.
Hey,
Meet me in the
It's
mall. It's going down.
Josh,
Sir Ben,
where can everyone find you, my friend?
you can find me sitting on the high throne of Valerian. Yes, that's where I am. But no, alas, you can find me on my channel, The Midnight Cinema. You can find me on Instagram at The Midnight Cinema 41. Find me on Twitter at The Outlawed Mime. Find me in the Facebook group Multiverse of Geekdom. I am there. You can also find me here on Fridays with Ben on Weekly Geekdom, here on Sundays with all of us together as the High Council Geekdom Uncut, and on Mondays, Fellowship of Geekdom. And if you need a voiceover artist or an actor, I'm willing to do so. You find me on Backstage.
Fair
Josh,
enough.
I'm
Absolutely.
there. Let's do this.
And Don, where can everyone find you, my man?
Dude, you can find me hanging out with Legolas in Middle Earth because that's where I belong.
That still counts as one.
He's smoking my pipe weed with my Hobbit friends
I got
on
big
the
hairy feet.
weekends. On the weekends, and I will be lighting off fireworks with Gandalf every 4th of July. Hey, well, I'm so glad to be back in this world. I really am.
I gotta.
Go ahead.
I just gotta say, Don, I don't mean to cut you off, but it just took me years to realize that Gandalf was smoking weed the whole time he was in.
Dude, the hobbits love to get high. That's one of their favorite things.
It's the funniest thing. But
Yeah.
please go forward.
They can call it tobacco all they want. It's weed. We know what it is. Anyway, no, you guys can find me on Twitter at Jedi Master Tuck. You guys can find me here every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Sunday with a different combination of all these gentlemen. And you can find me on the Multiverse of Geekdom. Joe, you're throwing me off with the eyes. What are you doing down there with the eyes? It's throwing me off. You can find me in the Facebook group on the Multiverse of Geekdom also, guys. We have a great poll up there, actually. I like the poll that you put up, Ben.
Oh, thank you.
Ben's got a
Yes.
great poll.
That's
Don, 2020.
somewhere.
I
Somewhere in
walked into that. I walked into that.
You
I
definitely
walked
walked
right
into
into
a poll. Wow,
I
there it
definitely
is.
walked right into that.
There
one.
it is. He doesn't mean Poland, nor does he mean the North or South.
Two guys walked into a poll. I think the second one would have seen it.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Close off, I guess. We're all having fun now.
Talk about setting the bar.
Oh, you know what? You know what? And I just saw the Pinocchio scene, the Jiminy Cricket scene. So I don't. You know what? No,
Oh gosh.
this is just not right
Too
now.
many crickets.
Well, no, we all know you're having kind of one. We're not going to go down that road again.
I would lie every day. I would lie every second of every day.
Oh,
The crew like
All right, guys. You guys can find me at my Twitter, Ben_Rainier. I'm all over this channel Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. You can also find me on the Northern Entertainment Group every Tuesday on the Right That Tape, and every Saturday morning on the Northern Countdown. Yeah, I'm all over the internet every day of the week. All right, and we'll see you later for the next show. Later.
tomorrow.
Tomorrow, only a day away.